Run. I mean, I think we would have beat the Yankees had that game not gotten rescheduled.
That's
but,
right.
Speaking of the Yankees, the Yankees are just they're not there yet.
No, and who was the team? The Cowboys. I called the Cowboys the New York Yankees of the NFL because they just build up this entire big team and then they just can't win in that big one at the end. The Yankees just can't win the big one at the end. They have Aaron Judge, which they keep retaining and keeping. They have Stanton. They're in the running to get Shohei Ohtani, so they need to start winning here. Like, what are you doing? So Nathaniel.
Hello, coming live from the Boro Now Studios.
Yeah, whatever, shut your mouth. Okay, so a contract is a contract, right? Right? A contract's a contract. You got to follow it. And I followed it when I lost. I took my punishment like a man, but then I won. So what do you think? What do you think about this? What do you think about this? Hold on, let me get comfortable first. Oh, man. Woo! By the way, it's a beautiful day in Pennsylvania, you know, nice and sunny, nothing wrong with the air, smells great outside. God.
Can breathe totally normally outside.
God, yeah, just such a great day.
Amazing. Yeah. Like, he was carving last year. Yeah. Like, there was a point in time, at the end of the season.
Train.
Hey!
1 second. I might have to edit this out.
I know it's gonna be like a mile-long train. Yeah.
You know what? Hold this.
What are you gonna do, Mike? You gonna run after it like a... No way. Shut up.
Are we rolling? Richie, we rolling? All right. I am pissed off.
It's gonna be an episode.
It's gonna be one of those episodes. Yeah, Richie, send the fines my way. I don't give a.
Oh my God.
This is what happens when you lose to West Virginia in the way you did. Huh? That's exactly what happens.
I'm gonna just get comfy. Oh my God, dude. Jeez.
The same guy that comes up with most of the ideas for the show. Me. And not to say Alex doesn't come up with any other ideas. He does. He's got some great ideas. But if you look back at most of the ideas and most of the things that we've done on the show, chances are it was my idea. And that's why I think he's a Pathetic loser.
But I guess we have to do this because some people can't control their actions. So I guess I'm just gonna, I joined because it sounded fun. It sounded like a fun time. Wanted to talk about sports in front of a camera for a long time. This is an absolute, I mean it, I've said it in numerous episodes before. I don't know where this rumor is from that I don't take this show seriously. I've literally said it on camera for this show before, that this is a complete blessing of an opportunity, and that I never would have imagined at this point in my life that I would get to be in a place so professional and get to record sports content with people that I care about. So I don't know where this rumor is from that I don't care about this show. That's a load of hot garbage.
The fact that we're still in the doubting stage is pathetic. I won the March Madness special. So apparently every time I win, it doesn't mean anything. But when Alex wins, it's celebrated like he won the goddamn Super Bowl. So yeah, keep doubting me. But at the end of the day, I will trust me. You trust me. At the end of the day, all the doubters.
Alex, what are you gonna do with the money when, not if, you beat Mike?
Wait.
Mikey, what's it feel like to be Alex's little bro and literally everything that you do
are gonna be proven wrong once again. Just like my entire life. Everyone's been doubting me since day one. And here I am, still here. And this is gonna be the same thing with Rapid Fire. When I win and I get this win back after the loss from last year.
I didn't escalate anything, first of all. I know that it's made out like he's a victim.
So you know that if I do stuff like this, I get in trouble, but you do something, it's gets swept under the rug.
I'm such a bad guy, and nobody on this show likes me, and all that garbage. This show was meant to be fun from the beginning.
You want to go live May 2nd?
May 2nd?
Yeah, you want to go
Live?
live on YouTube? Live on YouTube?
Live?
At 7 o'clock?
7 p.m. May 2nd.
You want it?
Go live. Let's do that. Let's do that.
Alright.
We're live, pal.
Let's go!
Wow, we are finally here.
Oh my goodness.
Gosh.
He is the one who insisted on making this a personal problem after I changed my profile picture. He is the one who made it difficult. I never made this a problem. I had fun.
I need this show. That's why this means so much to me. I need this victory to solidify my legacy.
We have fun. We celebrate our victories. We take our losses. Did I change my profile picture when I was supposed to keep it? Yes, I did.
Yeah, okay. I'm down 2-1. If I could tie it up, win March Madness too, get in the lead, that's one hell of a legacy right there.
He let his ego get in the way and make this an actual personal matter.
Really. You know, at the contract signing, what I said, I meant it. You know, you can leave tomorrow, and that doesn't mean he can leave Tailgate Talks tomorrow, and it doesn't mean a damn thing for his future. But I need this. I need this. This is gonna help my future. Without Tailgate Talks, what future do I have?
Again, we have our fun on here, and we enjoy it, and we take our losses on the chin. That's what we do.
I'm so sick of it. I just want them to stop fighting. They haven't been friends, like, at all. They're so mean to each other. I just want them to stop fighting. I want my friends back. They don't get along. They fight, and they won't put their pride aside. They just keep fighting. And it's just, I want my friends back. They're not coming back. Oh, I'm gonna win the whole thing. I'm just better. I'm better than both of them. They both suck. Fat doesn't know anything about anything. He's a Titans fan, for God's sakes. Mike is on Tony Khan's constantly. Also, only talks about the Pirates. Knows absolutely nothing. I'm gonna clean I'm winning the championship. shouldn't even be a question.
Listen, I'll say this straight up. I will never discount what he's been through. I will never discount his passion and his drive to succeed. Ever. I will never do that. We've had problems, and like you said, we can't even do this interview in the same room. That's just the way it is right now. But I'll never discount that. He has a reason. He has many reasons. And it's not my business to say why. But he has many reasons to be hell-bent on conquering what he perceives as his destiny. And again, I will never discount that. What's the deal with 2025?
Well,
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to officially introduce one half of the vice presidency of Boro Tailgate Talks, Mike Kosminski. Everybody give it up for Mike.
How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
Yeah, oh, hey, can you turn off on real quick? Off on.
Don't touch them. We're dirt poor, Mike. That's why we can't use the green screen.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm here today to show you the amazing content we drive out with our Boro Tailgate Talks universe. First, it is the Boro Tailgates vlog. You can see awesome clips of myself, Alex, and Joe. Like, I don't know, like this.
Here, go here. Stay beside Alex. Clickbait. Act shocked. Look this way. Ah. Either way, Joe.
Also, Alex Brown vlogs. Pretty much how everything started. Let's be real here. You can see awesome clips from our trial, like, you know, this one.
Man, I hate being a judge. I mean, you can go sit.
Oh, man, go sit down then.
Down, more like on the wall.
Nice. Finally, the granddaddy of them all, Boro Tailgate Talks. Well, let's just say we're professional. We're professional. But we're not gonna brag. We're not gonna brag. We're not gonna brag. You can see awesome clips from Boro Tailgate Talks, like this one.
Why is he pitching in the late innings? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Here goes my notebook too. This is shades of winning the rapid fire challenge.
What are you guys thinking?
And also this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Kosminski has lost the rapid fire prediction competition. 2-1.
Wait. Who put in the clip of Alex bullying? Wait. All right, whatever. But guys, it is so simple. You just subscribe to the Edinburgh Now channel to watch Boro Tailgate Talks. Hit the bell. Do all that fun stuff. Like, just do it all. Just do it all. Also go to Alex Brown Vlogs. Do all the fun stuff. Same thing with Boro Tailgates. That is all.
Mike, thank you so much for coming onto the show today.
Yep.
Everybody, Mike Kosminski.
have a good starting rotation, especially if you don't have an ace, you're not going to be successful in this league. So having Mitch Keller on this team, not only having him on this team, but him having a very successful year, especially in 2024 when we might see Paul Skeens in that rotation, having those two guys as your top two in the rotation, I feel like that could lead to some success. I mean, obviously they have to sign some free agency pitchers for this rotation to be successful. But those two are great building blocks for the organization as long as they're both successful on the major league team. Now, Mitch Keller has shown that he's capable of being a guy that can help out this organization in the future, but the issue is he's come to some type of some adversity this year where he's had a lot of success in the beginning of the year, but later, or I would say mostly in July and August, or a little bit of August, he's been struggling. So at least the past two, I believe 2 out of 3 starts, he's looked his old self. You know, from where he looked like when he was back, you know, in May and June. So I think as long as he continues to get out and fight this adversity and become what he was earlier in the season, I think with him, Skeens, maybe a potential free agent, this rotation could look really successful for 2024.
Yeah, for sure. And people got to remember too. I mean, you got in the minors Anthony Solomeno, who's been solid so far, and he's on Altoona, I believe, right?
He's in Altoona right now, and he's actually the second youngest pitcher in all of Double A.
Yeah, it's not. So I forget who it is. There's just there are claims being laid and court opinions being made about this the merger status and stuff like that. There's separate lawsuits going on right now between MLW and WWE, which is
Right.
eh.
That's something. Yeah, that's something else. It's
And
hold on.
then-
So people, if they don't know, MLW is a independent wrestling promotion that is ran by Court Bauer, and they've held guys like Brian Pillman Jr., who's sucks, but he also Alex. That is also pretty much the promotion that pretty much got MJF on the map.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. So Indie Fed, and then there's a separate case involving UFC, and I forget someone else. This is going to be so bad.
Cruz should be back by next month, if I recall, because wasn't it like a 6-month recovery or something like that?
Yeah, I believe that. And then McCutcheon, he was out for what, 10 days, but he was still DHing or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, then after the Pirates won 20 games, they were 20-9. Once they hit Tampa Bay,
Yep.
Not
Yeah,
to
then
say-
it was like either they were really hot or they were really cold. They went for like an 8-game losing streak, and then they went for another towards the end there. I think it was like 10 or 12-game losing streak, something crazy. But
Yeah,
they had a few good couple weeks there for a little bit.
yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy, and like the National Series, it was like, oh my God, the Pirates are blowing somebody out like 15 runs to whatever the Nationals scored. It was crazy.
Oh. This will work for the horror film. Get some color.
There's an extensive alumni base of people that walk through these doors here, and myself included, that would be more than willing to help. All we need is an email, a text, a call, something. Say, hey, Sean, I'm looking to do this. Can you help me out? And I know there's so many others that have gone through this university that would gladly do the same thing.
Yeah. So, and this question's more based on like, from what I remember from when you showed up at Ron's class a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned how it's very, very, very important to take the opportunities that are
that are in front of you. Now, obviously, because since I was in that class, I know your answer on this. But for like other people, why is that so important to take the opportunities when they're, like I said, right in front of you?
Well, because if you don't, then somebody else will.
Yeah.
And again, you like when I went here, my whole target was radio. I wanted to be on air. I wanted to be like the next big thing in a big market, you know. And life happened with me early on where I didn't get a chance to take that road directly. I had to take a few off ramps, a couple back roads, you know, and things really kind of worked out in a really cool way. But if you would have said to me sitting in that room when I was here like you are and said, hey, you know, looking down the road, you're going to end up being, you know, the public address announcer in the NBA for not only the Cleveland Cavaliers, but your favorite team of like all. And I would like, there's no way, because of my reluctancy to speak publicly, my confidence in myself, my belief in myself, and having just the skills necessary to do something like that on that level. And again, through experience here and other things that have happened in my life along the journey, it's happened. And only because if I got asked to announce a gymnastics competition in 1998, you know, I said yes. I didn't know anything about gymnastics, but I thought, hey, that's pretty cool. Little did I know it was technically a part of the road to get me to here and get me through the Bayhawks and through the Seawolves and some other things I've got a chance to do. So yeah, anytime you get a chance to do something, even if you're not 100% sure of yourself in doing it, you won't know until you try. And if, again, I said it just a few minutes ago, if you say no, next man up will say yes, and they will take that opportunity from you. And that's, you can't afford to leave opportunities on the table and stones unturned.
Yeah, and just like Alex said, it's as simple as that, really.
It really is.
That simple. So.
Yeah, and again, stepping out of your comfort zone. You know what you want to do, but you also have to be flexible to say, well, you know, this is kind of in that realm, and this actually seems pretty neat. And if you have a slight inclination of interest in trying something like that, then do it.
Yeah, and I mean, I always knew I was very good at speaking, and I knew I could do that, and just practicing on I'm just practicing on my phone by myself or whatever. But when I started this, I mean, I had confidence that I could do it, but I wasn't. It was like one of those things I wasn't sure.
It was like untested confidence. Yeah.
Exactly, like untested. So it was like, yeah, the more I did it, and like the more I stepped out of my comfort zone, wearing glasses that aren't mine, and filming silly videos.
Sounds like a good story there.
We'll tell you after.
It's a long story now.
It's a very long story, but yeah, stepping out of our comfort zone, because like if we don't, again, how are we gonna grow the show really?
Exactly.
So
and grow yourself, you know, professionally, because I mean, you guys are young, and you know, you have kind of thoughts and ideas of where you want to go in life.
Ambition.
And, goals, dreams.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's
we use that word a lot.
Yeah, there's things you want to do. So the only way to do it, and that's the beauty of this university, is the fact that, you know, we're sitting in this room, and you've got an amazing radio station across the hall. There's so much. You guys have so many amazing resources right here within your reach.
We've talked about that a lot too on this show, about how lucky we are to have this
facility.
Yeah.
And it gives you like real world experience to get your feet wet, get your hands dirty in this industry or any industry. But me, you know, speaking because I came through this building, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
You guys are really fortunate to have this.
And you already kind of answered this with the first question I asked and everything, but just to reiterate and everything, how important is it really to like reach out, talk to people, make those connections, have those connections down the line, like have those people that you can fall back on in the industry?
It's everything. You absolutely have to meet people, and I've always been a big supporter of, you know, you respect and treat everyone the same, regardless of where you are in the ladder of life. Because you could be in your early 20s right now or mid 20s, and you know, you go somewhere, you're working somewhere, and you just don't respect people the same way that maybe you look at the guy in the suit upstairs versus the guy downstairs that's, you know, greeting people at the door, or, you know, has to, you know, clean
in the bathrooms.
Yeah, you treat everybody the same, because, you know, you just never know. One day you may end up sitting across the table from someone, and they're like, yeah, I remember you.
Yeah.
And the story's going to come around, and then next thing you know, you're sweating bullets because you're like, oh, that's right. I did do that. I did say that. I did treat you that way. You know, I kind of look past you because I have my eyes further up the
Right.
up the
All
rungs.
of a sudden, that one tiny little interaction could be your whole career on the line.
It can derail everything.
Yeah.
So always keep that in the back of your mind, and always know that no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, you're representing yourself, you're representing your family, you're representing the organization, you're representing this university. I've got this on today, but everywhere I go, I'm always representing the Cavs.
Yeah.
No matter what I'm doing, if I'm out socially, if I'm just here doing this, no matter what I'm doing, I'm always representing Cleveland. I'm representing, like I said, myself, my family, because they're all part of that.
Yeah.
And you always got to keep that in mind, and that also applies to like your social media activity, of course.
For sure.
Because everybody's always watching everything. Everything always goes under a microscope. When you think it's not, it does.
I think it's even underrepresented. We talked about this in one of my classes. It's the statistics like 93% of employers will check your social media pages.
So 93 seems low.
That's what I mean. Like I feel like that's actually. I feel like that's probably more like 100%. Like.
Yeah, because if they're not, they're doing it wrong.
Exactly.
Because they're going to find out after the fact that, oh wow, this guy isn't who we thought he was.
Yeah, and then you're going to look worse.
And here's the thing too. It's one of the things I learned from one of my favorite professional wrestlers, and you did mention you were big wrestling fan. So I'm sure you'll know the name, but no, he basically said like you never know who's watching, and one night he decided to just, and this wasn't on social media, but this is more of like performing and everything, but once again, you never know who's watching, and he had one of the best matches he's had in his career, and turns out the guy that was watching was Chris Jericho. So he got recruited to the new wrestling promotion, AEW, and hasn't looked back since. But that applies to social media too. Like if you put your content on social media, you never know who's watching. So yeah, social media can be key.
Well, and it ironically, when I interviewed for the Cavs position 6 years ago, they asked for all the boxes that they had in the application process. I checked.
The only reason I probably felt the same as like my brother's friends and everything was because like I always was like I was the younger brother at like the parties at like the Guilfoyles, and I was always there. So it's like I kind of grew up with them a little bit. So it's like I didn't want it to end.
Yeah, no, that was.
So it's like,
oh my
God, I was in tears going into the last because I didn't want it to end. But when John King, it was he. But by the way, I think it was Josh Hill. He hit that pop fly with like 2 outs.
He dropped it.
Exactly. That could have ended our season right there.
And then didn't Trapp get a hit, and then John was up. John tied it by hitting an infield single to second base.
He was safe by like this much.
That was wild.
This much, and then Jamin came in and
saved the day.
Line.
Yeah.
Feels like it's
We're
May.
back.
It feels like it's May again.
Feels like May again.
It feels like it's May again. And
Let's go.
And give me a few seconds to see if it's working on my phone because I know there's going to be a delay for us, just to see. But yeah, live once again. This is just again.
Live show number 2.
Number two.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yep, there we are. All right, sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also Jared, if you wanna pop up at any time during a live thing for a second, just walk right in front of us. There we go. There he is, the man himself, Jared. He's back. There we go. There we go. So now every single member of the Tailgate Talks crew has been on the live.
Yes.
But yeah, so we're in good shape. Little help from Nathaniel. Thanks, Nathaniel. Probably not watching, I know. But
right.
but yeah, and I also want to point something out here. And family will love this. You can't really see it. Yeah, there we go.
BCA, baby.
Yep. My mom's bracelet. So repping that. I'm gonna rep it all, if I remember, all month during Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So there we go.
Also, happy Spooky Day, everybody.
Yes.
It's October 5th, Friday, October 13th.
Yes.
Happy freaking Spooky Day.
Yeah. Somebody in the studio mentioned if we didn't mention that, be very upset.
Yeah.
But yeah. So where do we even begin?
We got a lot of content to get through today.
No, where do we even begin? Because I have no. I'm kidding.
We got a lot of content today, and I've got a real, just absolute whopper of a rant for you guys today.
Whopper. Okay, I'm sorry. Here, do you want me to do the stats first, and then you want to do your rant?
Oh, are we opening with the rant? Okay.
I mean, I started it with the Steelers. I mean, we can't. I mean, doing well, but I mean. All right, so we're gonna start off with the Pittsburgh Steelers, who have a bye week this week.
Thank God.
But yeah, they beat the Ravens barely, 17-10. Lamar Jackson, he was 22 for 38 with 236 yards. Gus Edwards, 12 carries for 48. Zay Flowers, I have him in fantasy,
Same.
and he does get thrown to a lot.
Yeah, he gets a lot of catches.
He does. He got the ball 5 times for 73 yards, excuse me. And then Kenny Pickett, 18 for 32, 224, 1 touchdown. Final stat line, not terrible, but we'll get to it. Jalen Warren, I thought Jalen Warren played well. I thought he played well. He got the ball 9 times for 40 yards, and George Pickens got the ball 6 times, 130 yards. And the thing that did it for the Steelers was a 41-yard touchdown pass, Pickett to Hickens. And the Steelers are now 3-2 going into the bye. And
leading the division.
Who do they got next week?
Rams. I can't remember if it's home or away, but that's not as easy of a game as people were saying when the schedule first came out. That looked like an easy win initially, but the Rams are actually a team this year, and we have struggled to stop the pass a lot. So
yeah,
that could be a game, and the Rams just got back Cooper Kupp. So I forget. I believe it's away. I can't remember though. But
let me look.
I guess this means it's rant time. I'll let you look that up first before I unleash the floodgates on this football team.
Let's see. Little pause. We're losing viewers as we speak. It's in LA.
Yeah, that's okay. I thought it was in LA.
Yep. All right, go ahead.
Richie, you can keep it on the wide for this whole rant.
It's Joe.
Or Joe, you can.
It's Joe.
Oh, I forgot Richie has something to do. My bad. Sorry, Joe. You can just keep it on the wide for this whole rant because.
Oh, now there's Richie. Now he's about to leave.
I want his reaction for this whole thing.
Give me a thumbs up.
Okay, this team, first of all, is wildly inconsistent. Incredibly inconsistent. Last week, lost 30-6 against the Texans. It was in Houston, granted, and Kenny got hurt. But I don't care. How you go from losing to Houston 30-6 to barely beating Baltimore in the last minute of the game, 17-10. got bailed out on multiple occasions in this game, by the way. 4th and 2 at the end of the first half, John Harbaugh calling to go for it instead of kicking that field goal. I don't know what he was thinking, first of all. That was a horrible, horrible, horrible decision. So that goes incomplete because Lamar airmails the ball. Ravens dropped 7 passes. At least one of them would have went for a touchdown. Rashad Bateman was wide open in the end zone, and he dropped it. Team offense is 28th. Like, that's terrible. But you know what? I went in all in for you guys on this game. You guys are going to get some real broken down statistics because I wanted to go all in for this game. Scoring. Steelers are so bad in the first half of football games. There's been 5 games played this year. The Steelers have been outscored 67-39. That may not seem horrible. Only a little less than a touchdown more allowed than they score. This is where it gets really bad. Yardage-wise, they have been outgained 1,035 yards to 590. That is horrible. They've had 590 yards across 5 games in the first half. They're averaging 118 yards in one half of football. That is awful. Let's see. Let's go into scoring breakdown. First game of the season, home against San Francisco, 30-7 loss. Offense scored 7 points. Defense obviously scored 0 points. Steelers did force a turnover. Versus Cleveland, the offense, they won 26-22 at home. The offense scored 12 points. The defense scored 14. They forced 4 total turnovers. Vegas, 23-18 win. Offense scored all 23 points. Only good game of the season offensively for the Steelers. Also forced 3 turnovers. Jimmy G threw 3 picks. Loss at Houston, 30-6. Offense scored 6 points. Obviously, defense scored 0, and the defense forced 0 turnovers. And then versus Baltimore at home, 17-10 they won. 15 offensive points, 2 points off of safety on defense. Again, 3 turnovers forced. This football team cannot win without forcing a turnover whatsoever. They haven't won a single game yet without forcing a turnover. Not to mention against Cleveland, the offense was actually outscored by the defense. This team is terrible. And I don't know what to do besides to take drastic measures to fix this football team. Because they have the talent. They have the talent on the roster. They have the talent to play good football. So this is my projection. This is my also last stat, by the way.
Oh boy.
Average length of scoring drives for the Steelers is only 52 yards. That's pretty bad too. So out of all of their offensive drives, they only average having to travel 52 yards because the defense is carrying them so bad. So this is my projected or my proposed, I should say, fixes for this football team. This one's gonna hurt because everyone loves him. But Cam Hayward is old. His cap hit isn't too bad. $12.8 million cap hit. Not the worst. We also saved $9.4 million. I truly believe at least 1 or 2 teams would give up a first-round pick for him. I truly believe that. He's still good enough, especially for a team that's looking for a push. Looking for that one guy on defense to make a difference so that they can make a deep run in the playoffs. This is the big part, and the part that's never actually going to happen, but needs to happen. You clean out the major coaching staff. You fire Mike Tomlin.
Oh, Jared's a little shocked.
You fire Matt Canada, and you fire Terrell Austin. All 3. And this is exactly who you bring in. People are going to love this. People are going to hate this, but they're going to love it for this reason. Your head coach, you bring in Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson.
Okay.
Who only signed for 1 more year because he didn't like the head coaching vacancies this past offseason.
I said for real, tell them, Alex.
You bring in Ben Roethlisberger as your assistant OC with Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson will be the head coach and the offensive coordinator. You bring in Ben as your assistant OC and your quarterback's coach. And then he's up for an extension, but the Cowboys haven't done it yet. You bring in Cowboys senior defensive assistant George Edwards as your defensive coordinator. I was going to say bringing in someone else, another defensive coordinator. I was going to say bring Dan Quinn, the Cowboys' actual defensive coordinator, in, but he wants to stay in Dallas as their defensive coordinator, so that's not going to happen. Those are your guys you bring in. And last but not least, this one is subject to change. It all depends on how the season goes. But if the season goes really poorly and he plays really bad, you have to consider using your first-round pick and the first-round pick from whatever team you get for Cam Hayward to trade up and draft another. You have to consider if it's really bad this year. If he plays really bad.
No, I'm kidding.
If he plays really, really bad, terrible, and he's the reason you're losing football games, you have to think about it. Now, if he's good enough and he plays good despite a terrible offensive coordinator, then you use both of those first-round picks to continue to build the roster. Those are my proposed fixes to this football team. Because the talent on the roster is amazing. This is a very talented football team, ladies and gentlemen. People don't want to talk about it, but this is a very talented football team. There are a lot of really high-quality players on this football team. TJ Watt is one of the highest-paid players, defensive players in NFL history for a reason. Minkah Fitzpatrick is very good. Joey Porter Jr., once they play him for the love of God, is really good. Keanu Benton was a steal. Alex Highsmith is amazing. That's just the defense. There's something wrong. And it's not the team. It's not the roster. I can promise you that much. So, that's how you fix the Steelers. But none of this will ever happen. This is all hearsay. Because the Steelers are a historic franchise and they don't move on from coaches even when they're not performing.
I'm going to take a wild guess and say Steel City Piper is Chris. Because he said base stream.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a fair man. Kenny's not playing well.
Not playing the worst, but
I love Kenny, but you got to consider it. You got to. You can't play a you cannot play a bad quarterback if you want to win. Not saying Kenny's a bad quarterback, but you know what I mean. Like, you can't go average if you're trying to win a championship. You got to fix it. So I'm going to be a fair man. You got to consider a quarterback.
Yeah. Because I think you can objectively agree with me this. In terms of just pure athletic ability as a quarterback, besides mobility, because he's above average in mobility, but in terms of throwing capability, he's pretty average.
I'm looking at the chat, by the way. That's why I have my phone out, just so everyone knows.
Like arm strength and accuracy, he's pretty average.
Unfortunately. But Kenny has shown signs that he can be good.
Yeah, and that fling to Calvin Austin against the Raiders was a really good deep throw.
Yeah, and his audible call. But by the way, I got a little rant myself too. So you see, Matt Canada blamed the players for the poor performance, which, okay, that's fine. But you got to give them good plays.
Yeah, you got to give them the opportunities to execute.
Exactly. You got to give them the opportunities. You got to give them the opportunities to execute these plays. So I don't want to hear blaming the players. Now, if Canada was giving out decent plays, then maybe you can make a case, oh, maybe it is the players. But no, you don't blame the players when everybody knows your play calls are crap. So, it's just, God.
Shout out to Matt Canada's burner account on Twitter.
I didn't think you were gonna mention that, but yeah. So, but yeah, going into the bye. Here we go. In terms for the Ravens, they're going to London. Ouch! Right after that loss. So yeah. So I mean, gotta fix it, Steelers. Gotta fix it. I mean, that's all I got on the Steelers. So. You want to go for any other NFL stuff?
Oh, yeah, we just talked about the Steelers. I might as well knock that. Yeah. She was a doozy.
All right. So, can't believe I'm going to do this. All right. So, everybody in the chat. So, my cousin called me in the middle of this and says I should pick up when it's live. If you want me to take a live phone call, put yes in the chat. that's what I'll determine.
Chat
if that's what we do.
interaction.
If that's what we do. So yeah. So while I wait for Alex to go for this, I just want to say, Sean Pebbles was just great.
Yeah.
On Monday.
We can talk about that
real quick. Just great. And hopefully we can do another interview in the future, because I feel like I could do multiple interviews with Sean.
Yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh native.
Yinzer.
All right.
No yeses in the chat. Oh no.
All right, we'll run down these NFL games real quick.
Then again, it is a little delay. So.
It is a little bit delayed. We'll run down these NFL games. Chase Claypool gets traded. Justin Fields automatically looks like freaking Patrick Mahomes on the football field. Goes to Washington, wins 40-20. Absolute monster game. Jags go 2-0 at their second home in London. They beat the Bills 25-20. Saints beat Bill Belichick and gave him his second worst loss of his career, 34-0. Zach Moss goes off for the Colts. Shout out to you, Jared. Beat my Titans 23-16. I benched him for Jonathan Taylor. I hate my life. Lions rolled the Panthers 42-24. No one's surprised they suck. Falcons the Cardinals in Arizona 34-20. Eagles win at the Rams, get business done 23-14. Jalen Hurts looked really good. Offense looked really good. A.J. Brown produced for me in fantasy. The Jets beat the Broncos in Denver 31-21. Imagine getting stomped on by your ex in your first football game against each other.
So I got one yes. So all right, sis, when I start talking about MLB, go ahead, call me again.
The Chiefs cover the spread against the Minnesota Vikings at Minnesota, 27-20. The Niners blast the Cowboys at home, 42-20. George Kittle scored 3 touchdowns and wore a funny shirt under his pads. And then Monday Night Football. Yeah, NFL. If you guys haven't caught on, I just go through every score for the rest of the week besides the teams we talk about in depth. So that's the way we usually do it. God, Broncos lost to the Jets. I'm still rolling on that one. Oh no.
My cousin. I'm currently doing a live show.
Why is this shit lagging?
I think the microphone could catch on to that. I don't know why it's lagging, but there we go. Live call on the show. There you go. All right. That's all the time. That's all the time I'm giving you.
I'm so confused on what's happening.
I have no idea either.
You want again?
This is the first, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first ever Boro Tailgates live stream.
Yes! Tailgates live. Let's go. All right. Do you want to do NBA next?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, you want to do NBA?
You
want to do a little NBA?
No. No, I'll do MLB.
You do MLB? Okay. Bet.
Okay. So here we are, MLB. We got 4 teams left, and as I wrote this, it was the Phillies and Braves still haven't happened yet, but the Phillies did advance, so they're going to the NLCS. Bye-bye, Braves. Bye-bye. Sorry. I got one of my friends, Marcus, watching. Sorry, Marcus, but bye-bye, Braves.
Oh yeah, I don't know if he's watching, but one of my friends is in Atlanta sports.
All right. Whoa, I need to sit up. All right, so for MLB, the Arizona Diamondbacks swept the Dodgers. I love it. It's just somebody completely different. That's what I like. Somebody completely different. That's what you like in the NFL too. When it's somebody different, I don't know. It just makes the playoffs better.
It does.
But unfortunately, as I say that, the Astros did clinch a spot for the NLCS, beating the Minnesota Twins, and but they will face the Rangers, who, by the way, after all the ranting about Austin Hedges, he might get a ring. He might. After all the ranting I did this year, swept the Orioles, which is shocking because the Orioles were a very hot team this year, so that was shocking. But yeah, so for the Houston series, the first game Houston won 6-4, Minnesota won game 2 6-2. Then Houston won the next two. The first one by 9-1, and then won 3-2 in Game 4. For Atlanta and Philly, I don't know what the score was last night, but Philly won 3-0 in Game 1. Atlanta won 5-4 in Game 2. Game 3, 10-2 by Philly, and yeah, there you go. So I will say this: it was a very good. It's been a very good playoffs in my opinion. I will say. Have I been watching religiously? No, but from everything I've seen, honestly, not a big fan of Bryce Harper, but he's won me over. He's still very, very good, and I wouldn't mind him getting a ring. So, so that's pretty much all I caught on the for MLB wise. It was Andrew McCutcheon's birthday a few days ago.
Yeah, Cutch.
So Jared. But a perfect birthday gift than to sign him to an extension. Get on that, Ben Charrington. Get on that. But yeah. So that is that's all I got for MLB. So
should be a couple more people in now.
Oh really?
Did some quick.
Got excited for a second, but then a different stream said somebody else's live. So yeah, but
Braves.
But he cannot stand the Braves. Oh. Ever since, God, what year was it? It was whatever. It was some year where the Braves knocked the Pirates out of the playoffs, and my dad's despised the Braves ever since.
Must have been a while ago.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. It was.
That was low-hanging fruit. I apologize.
My cousin said she likes your shirt.
Thank you.
That's what she was gonna say before I hung up.
Oh, I did hear her say tell Alex, and I was like, oh, whatever. What should we do next? I got a couple things. I know you have.
So it came out in the news that Phil Djokovic was gonna play tight end.
Yeah.
What? What?
He is 6'4".
Yeah. Okay. It would work, but Narduzzi denied this. He says it's not going to happen. Just in case. Hold on. Just in case. Jared, you might want to get a few pics of this because this is going to be it's going to be very interesting. If Phil Djokovic gets any reps at tight end over Gavin Bartholomew, I'm going to take it out on this camera. You heard it here. You heard it here first, folks.
Shout out to Brandon.
I almost tripped.
Shout out to Brandon. 1992 was the year of the break.
It has been. The stream has been lagging.
So do we want to do?
By the way, if the stream is lagging, apologize. This is our first time doing it without Nathaniel.
You guys won't know.
Yeah, I mean it's our first time doing it without Nathaniel, so we're trying our best here. So if that's what's happening, then we apologize.
So in general for college football, should I just do Boro and Ohio State?
If you want to. Yeah.
I'll do Ohio State first because I really don't have a lot written for this game. We went to Maryland, or no, we were at home. My bad. At home against Maryland, won 37-17. Still waiting for them to let Kyle McCord cook. It's still not happening, and I don't know why. Once they start opening up the playbook in the second half, he starts balling. So hopefully soon they'll just let him throw the whole game. Because, he's already proven that he can throw the football. So I don't know why they're struggling. Dude, put the ball in some tight windows. Really, I mean, it's exactly what C.J. Stroud did. He really was able to just throw the ball in tight windows and throw accurate passes and have a relatively high completion percentage most of the time. So props to Kyle McCord in, his 7th or 8th all-time start in college football. Chip Trayanum did just fine in relief of Travion Henderson this week. 20 carries for 61 yards and a touchdown. It's 3 yards per carry, It's definitely nothing spectacular, but it's all you need him to do whenever you have such a talented receiving room. And Maryland is good, but their defense isn't great. Defense looks really good, by the way, for Ohio State. They're really doing well. Maryland's got a really potent offense, and they only had 302 total yards. They didn't even have 200 passing yards in this game. Also forced Talia Tagovailoa the fact that they're forcing turnovers, especially against a pretty good quarterback, is nice. Only thing concerning from this game, which is something that could very easily be fixed because the O-line still is not playing well, we did go 3 for 12 on third down, which is worrisome. But again, the O-line just needs to get organized, and they need to figure out the actual right, configuration for this line, and then once we get that figured out, we'll be set. Because McCord's still throwing the football well, even with an underperforming an offensive line. Because they mainly are underperforming on the run blocking aspect of things. We just can't run the ball very well, period. But that should be able to get fixed, especially after we have a bye and we have a week to figure things out. Then going on to Boro football, I really don't have a lot for this either. We lost at Gannon, gross, 23-12. I don't know. I should have asked him today because we literally yards, and then he also carried the ball 12 times for 50 yards. He's just fast. And then Isaac went 18 for 26 for 171 and a touchdown. So
yeah,
he played a good game. The offense overall I didn't really. Those are literally the only stats I wrote down from this game was that they played 2 quarterbacks.
Yep.
Running the ball, nothing spectacular. I think Trobel had like 70 yards or something like that. Nothing crazy. Only 1 touchdown on the game for us, I'm pretty sure. So obviously we scored 12 points, so probably like 1 touchdown and like a missed extra point and then 2 field goals or something. I don't know. Either way, offense just didn't play fantastic, even though the quarterback play was pretty decent. Just couldn't move the ball well enough. Not really a big deal. I mean, we're 2-4 now, 1-2 in the conference. Rest of the schedule is kind of tough though. At IU, we're 28th, at Seton Hill at noon. Home against Slip, November 4th at noon. That's probably a loss. Slip is always really good.
Yeah.
And then at Lock Haven on November 11th to end the season at 1 p.m. So we're 2-4 right now. 3, 4, 5. So 2, 3. Could finish 5-6 on the year. Maybe get an upset.
Solid.
Maybe a home game against Slip. Or IUP's looked a little more human, a little more mortal recently, the past year and a half or so. So maybe we can steal one on the road at IUP. Who knows? They're not perfect this year. So could finish, honestly should finish with 5 or 6 wins, which is not a terrible season. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. I mean, Pitt didn't play, so I got nothing else to say. But next 2 topics, NHL and Argos. Because, hockey's back! Yes, sir! Hockey's back.
Okay. I forgot to write down stuff for the Argos, but I'll just go off online.
Okay. We're live, pal. I forgot to say. Did I say that for the intro?
I can't remember.
Did I say? Are we live, pal? In the beginning. They're not paying attention. No.
This team confuses me. The Pittsburgh Penguins. I think we play again tonight, actually. Or maybe it's tomorrow night or something like that. Anyway, we opened the season 2 nights ago or something like that. What was it? I forget. Anyway, we opened up against the Blackhawks at home. And the count. We looked great early, to be totally honest. Rust was balling as the 10-year veteran of the team. By the way, he's been on the Penguins his whole career. He's been there for 10 years. I didn't even know that.
It's crazy.
Crosby looked good. Mm-hmm. Had that snipe at the back of the net.
They're playing right now, aren't they?
Oh, they might be playing right now, actually. I was going to say.
I mean, the last time we were doing a live and a Pittsburgh team was playing was when the Pirates went downhill.
Oh, yeah.
So let's hope the Pens. I can look it up. Oh, it's nothing. No, it starts at 7:30, so it just started.
It just started,
yeah. Yeah, it just started.
So, yeah, I mean, Crosby looked good. Rust looked good. Definitely some missed opportunities. Gensel had a really good setup for the 3rd goal of the game for us that he ended up missing. Malkin fed it in perfectly. He was right in the crease. I believe Chicago had a power play 4 or 5 times, and they didn't score a single time off a power play. So that's a good thing in terms of being able to kill penalties, but that's a bad thing in terms of giving up 4 goals and not a single one of them being shorthanded. So it's a little bit worrisome, but, it's fixable. Jari was He looked really good for most of the game, actually. He was playing really lights out.
Yep.
And then once
probably better than I thought, too.
Yeah,
honestly.
Once they scored the 1st goal, it just kind of opened up. You could tell we clearly, as the oldest team on average in the NHL, the only team in the NHL where the average player age is over 30, you could tell that we were tired.
Yeah.
Like, we clearly just got tired. That's all it was.
Yeah.
Jari played in Chicago, just outsped us. Connor Bedard recorded his first career point. He didn't score a goal, but he did have an assist.
He did score his first goal, the next night?
Yeah, the next night.
It was against the Bruins?
Yeah, back-to-back nights they played. I believe they played against Boston, yeah. And Bedard got his first goal, and that's a pretty dang good team to get your first career goal against. So, shout out to Connor Bedard for that. He looks about 12 years old on the ice. In terms of size and how young his face is.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Something impressive that I heard from the commentators throughout this Pens game, though. Blackhawks had 8 multi-goal comebacks last season, which is pretty impressive. And what's also impressive for the exact opposite reason is the Pens blew 12 third-period leads last season, which is very bad. But that's fixable. Well, so, not bad. Slipped up, let one get away from us to a young, fast team in Chicago, and honestly, I mean, this team is about exactly what you expect them to be this year, more than likely.
Yeah.
They'll win enough games to make the playoffs, because I don't think they'll blow 12 third-period leads again this year. That's hard to do. So this team is good enough to make the playoffs, and then probably lose in the first round. Unfortunately, there's just too many old players on this team that have way too much commitment on their contracts.
Yeah.
Guys like Jeff Carter that we do not need anymore, but we just can't get rid of because they're tied to us.
We cannot get rid. That's so true and accurate.
Especially with Crosby and Letang and Malkin, and now you had Carlson on the defense, who also played well. But yeah, this team can be better than it is, but unfortunately, contractually right now, they are just in a tough spot. And they're pretty much defined to one level of ability right now. So, not bad, though.
Not bad.
They looked really good for a good portion of this game.
Yeah, yep. They sure did. I think the Pens will be better than they were last year.
Yeah, I think they're definitely good enough to win 55 games.
Yeah, they can definitely win 55 games.
Because they play, 82?
I think so.
So,
yep.
Way too early prediction after one game.
Yeah.
I'm going to say...
But I'm going to go lower than that. So
yeah, that's a lot.
Make up your own math.
Yeah, seriously.
But yeah, so you can look up the Argos, and I can just do NBA.
Yeah.
Can end on the Argos. There we go, and add in any other extra stuff that we need to. But yeah, NBA news wise, preseason has started, and former first round pick of the Hornets, Kai Jones, he did want to trade out of Charlotte, and he got waived. So he is no longer with Charlotte, and he is free to sign. I believe he's free to sign with whoever he wants to now. So this one's interesting, and I could maybe discuss this for a second. Stephen A. Smith, which everybody loves.
Uh-oh.
Everybody loves Stephen A. Smith.
Uh-oh.
I mean, come on, Stephen A. Smith. He has shared concerns with Zion Williamson playing in the preseason, and I do know Zion does have a history of injuries, and
yeah, he does.
He's their star player. Yeah, I could see that. I could see being a little concerned for Zion's health. I guess just to get the reps in, you play even no matter who you are, I guess.
Yeah.
So, but then again, with his injury history, is it really smart to play him during the preseason? It's like saying if Tom Brady was still in the NFL,
yeah,
and he played every single preseason game. I mean, Zion hasn't won any championships yet, so he still has to prove that.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. So I could see both ways. I could see both ways of being concerned of him playing in the preseason and him not playing in the preseason. Ever since the Damian Lillard trade.
Dame.
What does the Eastern Conference look like? And let's see what it is. Well, number one, looks like it got solved for now today. So number one that I wrote down was that James Harden's saga takes center stage. Yeah, until today, When I wrote this yesterday, that was the number one talking point in the Eastern Conference was what's going to happen with James Harden, in Philadelphia. But really, there isn't much to talk about if he's going to play in Philly, and there's no trades or anything. But for anybody watching this that's an NBA fan, I was thinking about this today. Doesn't it seem like every single year? Swear to God. Swear to God. So yeah. Here's a curious thing that I did not know about. Miami had a summer of inactivity. How's that going to shape up for them? Can't really discuss that because I wasn't really sure about what was going on there. But just by what the headline goes by, so nobody yells at me later, got to be active in the summer before the season.
Yeah.
You're playing good, and Miami's a very good team with Jimmy Butler, so you got to be active. What are you doing? And I do know, and from what Sean said, didn't he say that Damian Lillard was possibly, it was either Damian Lillard or James Harden? They were in the running to get traded to Miami.
Yeah.
Might have been Dame.
Yeah.
Might have
no,
been Dame.
yeah, it
Might
was.
have been Dame.
Yeah, it was.
Might have been Dame. So there's that.
Somebody, I can't remember who.
Here's another thing. With these new trades, how good is Milwaukee and Boston going to be? Milwaukee, I like Milwaukee now. What was their starting five? It was like, in no specific order, it was Damian Lillard, Middleton, Giannis. I'm blanking on another two. No. Whoever's watching, put it in the chat what the starting five is.
Dame, Malik Beasley, Chris Middleton, Giannis, and Brook Lopez is what it says on ESPN for their first five.
That sounds about right. I mean, that's a very good starting five.
Middleton is day-to-day, but...
Yeah, but once he's healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's plenty of time before at the end of the month. To get healthy, and they're a dangerous team.
They're going to be really dangerous.
Milwaukee's a dangerous team, so watch out for Milwaukee. And I think for this question, this is kind of like question topics a little bit almost, but for the NBA. But yeah, to answer the question, Milwaukee is going to be very good. They're going to make the playoffs. I think they're going to make the playoffs. Here's a good one. Speaking of the timing of the week, where do the Cavs stand?
Yeah.
Interesting. Like Sean says, how they play determines, at least for Donovan Mitchell's sake, however they play is going to determine what happens there. It seems like in contract news-wise, it's not bothering. I'm sorry, that makes me very nervous. But contract-wise, it's not in Donovan Mitchell's. Who else? Evan Mobley, Darius Garland. They're all healthy. The Cavs could be very good once again, just like last year. So we will see. And then finally, will the Knicks cash in on all their chips? By the way, I got this on ESPN. Did I write his name down? Tim Bontemps. Yes, nailed it. All right, that's who got it. The Knicks. So, let's see. I'm a Atlanta Hawks fan and a Trae Young fan, so I don't care. Nah, for real. The Knicks could be solid if they cash in and use all their young guys. They could be solid. I think they could be solid. Knicks can be solid. But yeah, you know what? Next, we'll do a little promoting for the next week's show. If I remember, remind me. Next week's show, I'll do.
Well, I was never on like the front page of the Argos website. I usually just go on the general CFL for stats.
Yep.
Back in August 31st, the last day of the month, Chad Kelly did agree to a 3-year contract extension. That is old news, but their quarterback is locked up for another couple of years. Any more recent news? 10 hours ago, it was announced that they have extended the contract of their defensive coordinator, Corey Mace, which is pretty big. This team is still really good. They are 13-2 going into week 19. They just beat Edmonton 35-12, the Edmonton Elks. They have 3 games left in the regular season. Saturday, all Saturday games, October 14th, 21st, and 28th. They are home against the Ottawa Red Blacks. Then they are at Trevor Harris's Saskatchewan team on October 21st. And then they are at Ottawa Red Blacks on the 28th at 7 p.m. So 7 p.m., 4 p.m., 7 p.m. for those 3 games. And then the Eastern Final, they are the projected 1 seed at 13-2, as they should be. So they will almost guaranteed get home field advantage for the Eastern Final game, and then the right to the Grey Cup. So
We're going back to back.
Back to back, baby.
Back to back. I need to get Argos merch. My dad has a really cool sweatshirt.
Yeah, I kind of want some Argos merch too, actually.
So, Dad, when you're watching this back, can you ask Mav if we can have merch, please? Dad, Dad.
So we'll go through some stats real quick. Chad Kelly's had a good. Again, I've been saying this since the beginning. He's exactly what you need him to be. He doesn't need to be fantastic. He just needs to throw the ball well. Through 15 games, he's thrown for 3,500 yards, 21 touchdowns, and 11 picks. That's really solid. 68% completion percentage. He's playing really well. Let's see. Can I sort here? Yeah, there we go. DeVaris Daniels is the top receiver, 784 yards off 68 catches. 40 catches, 7 touchdowns, which leads the team. Those stats, he leads the team in catches, yards, and touchdowns. So there you go. My guy, AJ Ouellette, leading rusher, 168 carries for 959 yards and 7 touchdowns. That is 5.7 yards per carry. That's absurd. This team's really solid. I don't think Chad Kelly has any rushing stats. He's not really a runner. He's a passer.
On my,
he does have no shot. Is this? Chad Kelly has 8 rushing touchdowns.
That's
Let's go,
crazy.
Chad.
Let's go, Chad.
200 yards and 8 rushing touchdowns. That's wild. So this team's really good. They've got 3 winnable games to finish the season. They could finish the season. What is that? They're 13-2 right now. 3 more. They could finish 16-2. That would be absurd.
Argos.
Wait. Like the.
Which one? Which one are we doing? Argos or?
Let's go, Buccos!
Screw it. Argos!
Argos! Let's go, Argos!
I almost said the F word.
I was trying to see. Let me see if I can look this up. Let's see.
I said knock my water.
Eastern Division title for a 3rd straight season. Winnipeg has secured a playoff spot for the 7th straight year.
Hey, if we all got merch. Hey, Jared, Joe, if we all got Argos merch, would you guys wear it? It's actually kind of sick. I'm not gonna lie. Like if it was just like a sweatshirt, like light blue sweatshirt with the logo in the front, maybe. There you go.
But yeah, so let's see if there's a. So yeah, there is a semifinal and a final game for the Eastern and the Western divisions. Obviously, like I said, the Argos have already secured their spot in the Eastern final, so they get a bye week, which is pretty awesome. So this year is the 110th Grey Cup, by the way.
Yep.
So.
And they've been on CB. They were just on CBS too.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a primetime game tomorrow night for. It's a 7 o'clock game for Toronto, so maybe tune into that.
Yeah, I mean, hey, here we go. Boom. You got anything else on the Argos?
No, just another really good season so far. There's actually a CFL game going on right now.
Oh, there you go. There you go. But let's go Argos. Hopefully they win the Grey Cup back to back. So
seriously.
So Mike gets another.
Yeah, that's what
Mike
I'm
gets
saying.
another ring. There we go.
Bring our boys another ring.
And then we can get Mike back on the show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah. So. Whew.
How long have we even been going for?
Long. We should probably wrap it up here pretty soon. But yeah. So actually. So I've tried to vlog this kind of clip.
Nothing better than not being able to edit out the screw-ups.
Yeah, so 2025. Of course, I'm not going to tell you what it is. But
you thought.
But if you saw my Instagram, you saw the videos and everything. I'm not gonna talk, of course. I will say this though. If you stick by me for these next years to come, trust me, I will put the work in. I will not stop working until I can no longer work anymore. And I'm going for it all is all I'm gonna say. I'm going for it all, and I can't wait. It's exciting. It's exciting, and it's gonna be my life's work. And yeah, man. I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry. So we just ended on that.
I actually got some things to just like promote just for the fun of it.
Oh yeah, okay.
First of all, if any of you don't know watching this, we do have a vlog channel. It's uncensored. It's really stupid. It honestly sucks. It sucks really bad. It's really stupid. This is when the stream starts. For those of you that don't know, I have a vlog channel, Alex Brown Vlogs, where we make...
It's stupid, silly.
It's also stupid and silly, where the 3 most recent videos, well 2, along with a third coming on Halloween, are some little mini movie type things that we made with our friend group that we think are just fun to make, to do a little filmmaking type stuff. So check that out. And since this is on the school YouTube channel, Boro Rec Sports are starting up next week. We have indoor 5v5 volleyball, I believe, and 3v3 basketball, along with potentially floor hockey indoor as well. They're all indoor sports, if I didn't say that.
Get involved in that.
So do that. It's fun. Like, I play rec sports, and I think they're really fun and enjoyable.
Hey, I do
Especially
too. Hey, I do too. Wiffle ball.
washed up athletes. Washed up retired athletes that love still living out the glory days. Promise you it's a fun time.
It's the XFL of athletes.
It's more like the fan-controlled football. But, yeah. Do we have anything in chat? Any chat interactions?
No. That's okay.
Oh, live update. Ohio State receiver Emeka Ibuka will not be traveling with Ohio State against Purdue. So, how about it?
How about it?
I think that's all the announcements that I wanted to say anything about.
Is there anything else I want to say? Watch the Sean interview. Watch this back if you haven't.
This will be
fine.
Yeah, because regardless of the SD card, it should just archive on YouTube anyway.
Is Jared's just vibing back there?
Yeah, Jared's big chilling. Right
he's just vibing back there. Yeah, this was once again a blast.
So fun.
I just love doing it live, and maybe you'll get more in the future. You will get one in the spring. We can say that. We don't know the date yet. You will get one in the spring.
Oh wait, do we have to do anything about rapid fire on this?
Oh, you almost forgot me. Oh, forgot me. You almost You almost forgot. Oh, you almost forgot. I almost forgot. All right, very quickly to recap the games. So, Jags, Saints, Raiders, Rams, Eagles, Lions, Bills, Cowboys. See how fast I can really do this.
We're already right about the Chiefs, by the way.
Alex, Chiefs, Ravens, Commanders, Vikings, Bengals, 49ers, Dolphins, Jags, Texans, Raiders, Rams, Eagles, Lions, Bills, Cowboys. My picks. Chiefs, Ravens, Commanders, Bears, Bengals, 49ers, Dolphins, Jags, Texans, Raiders, Rams, Eagles, Lions, Bills, Cowboys. AJ. Chiefs, Ravens, Dolphins, Saints, Commanders, Colts, Bengals, Vikings, 49ers, Patriots, Lions, Rams, Eagles, Bills, Chargers. Landon. Chiefs, Ravens, Dolphins, Saints, Falcons, Jags, Bengals, Vikings, 49ers, Raiders, Lions, Rams, Eagles, Bills, Cowboys. Bryce. You want to vlog this, by the way? Chiefs, Ravens, Falcons, Bengals, Jags, Dolphins, Vikings, 49ers, Texans, Raiders, Lions, Rams, Eagles, Bills, Cowboys. Oh my God, it's Emma. Chiefs, Ravens, Dolphins, Saints, Falcons, Jags, Seahawks, Vikings, 49ers, Raiders, Lions, Rams, Eagles, Bills, Cowboys.
Give us an oh my god, it's Emma in chat, by the way.
Chat. The newest member of the Rapid Fire who's taking Caden's spot at 1 and 4, my roommate Tiger. Chiefs, Falcons,
Tiger.
Bears, Bengals, 49ers, Dolphins, Jags, Texans, Raiders, Cardinals. I know. Cardinals. Eagles, Lions, Bills, Cowboys, Ravens. EJ. Jags, Bengals, Vikings, 49ers, Raiders, Chiefs, Ravens, Dolphins, Saints, Commanders, Lions, Rams, Eagles, Bills, Cowboys. Thank you
for joining us on the live again.
Yes, once again.